Everyone, welcome back to one of my videos, or if this is your first time watching one of my videos, then welcome. Today in this video I'm going to teach you how to take a house that I've seen plenty of times across my world hopping and turn it into one of something like this, where it's got more detail, it looks like you spent more time on it, and people would be more interested in it. And all you have to do, it's really easy. You pretty much just use more blocks other than one block. Because you can see we've got a house that's all wood planks and a couple windows. Somebody threw this together and it doesn't look very good. But if we just take off the corners and replace them with a log, look at how much better that already looks. It gives it more colors into it. You don't want sudden changes of color, but you want to try to keep them close. Like these are browns, which work good. Also, there's a multi-texture block. If you use that with the fence texture or the table texture, they come out really nice. I tend to use the fence texture on the outside and the table for floors and stuff like that because I like the way that the table looks. But if we just change this to fence, it's already better because I like the dark colors better. You could also go with a lighter color if that's what you prefer. You can also go with two tones. I sometimes like to throw in cream for the center of the wall. I find it goes nicely with the darker colors. You could also throw in some panes, wherever they went. If you match the colors up right, they will look really good. Since we've got a darker wood going, I'm going to use a darker stone. And if we wrap it around the corner, it gives it kind of like a full block pillar, but it's offset by half a block, which allows for the log to peek out a little bit. You could do that. You can also go without it. It works either way. You can also take some half blocks and go right across the top here. If you change the color up just a little bit, it helps somewhat. Whoops. Now for the window, the two glass to me looks really ugly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a stained glass, put it down, change it to a lighter color to match the walls. You can have it the two blocks if you want. Whoops. And then I throw ladders on the side of them because it kind of makes it look like you've got a shutter going there. It looks better on the side here where the posts turn in a way, but it kind of gives you that extra detail on the outside. And sure, people can climb up on it, but if you don't want that, if you have the space available, you can always just put an invisible block and they can't climb up it. You can also put some kind of an awning above the windows. That adds a little bit more to it. Now let's say that you didn't want these panes here because you just don't like the way they look. That's fine too. You can easily go around that. You could simply just put a button at the corners and maybe texture it to match the walls or something. You can also do it to give it that extra look of having stone. It adds just enough detail to make it look a little better. For the roof, if you're going full blocks, that's just no. You don't do that. Stairs are an easy fix. Sure, it takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it. And for an added bonus, what you can do is if you go around the whole roof with one color, counting the outside, the overhang is part of the roof. And then on the inside you go with a lighter color, it adds that much more detail. It makes your house look more like this, where it ties it together. The one color works too, but my favorite's the multicolored one. Also, instead of having just a straight triangle, try adding different elevations to it. Like, see, this one has a 1 layer, and then this one is stairs stacked on top of each other to give it a 2. And then another 2 and at 1, and it gives it more of a pointy look. Also, for here, usually upside down stairs work underneath it, but as you can see we've got this here. So it would be better to put the dark wood to match, because it'll look like the whole thing is being supported. That way when you put it up, sure, the two stairs here where the wood was and right here won't match, but the support will still make up for that. You can also use this over here, the spray can, known as the decal applicator. This works really well with color blocks because it gives it that added detail that makes it look more medieval. You can also throw in a window here, even if you don't have room for it. Let's say that your house had a roof like this, and there's absolutely no room to put a room up here. Okay, let's say you've got this low. That's fine too. You could just fill it up, maybe even put in a black block. If you put it like that and then throw your window in there, people from the outside, they won't see a difference, but inside they won't either. They won't even notice it, but there's still a window there. You could even just have it one and then grab some grass, throw it up there, maybe hide it either with signs or trapdoors. I like using signs because it kind of gives it covered up, but people can't go around flipping them up. And that kind of makes your whole building look weird if everybody decides to flip up your trapdoors. And then with this you can throw in some flowers. I like to throw in some long grass just as an extra detail. Random flowers, it adds more color to your house. And as you can see, it already looks more than how it did at the beginning.